Welcome, Virgo and Virgo cross watchers, to your love reading for the upcoming week. So we have overall energy up here, and then beginning, middle, end of the week with clarifiers. We can pull more cards as we need to once we get into it. Cross watchers, please feel free to flip the roles if that resonates better with you. And of course, please use your intuition to make decisions about your own life, because this is a general reading. So I also feel like I should say, this can be taken as a timeless reading. If this reading finds you at a time other than when it was posted, then, and you're listening to it, there's probably a message in here for you. So, Virgo, I'm getting like a bit of a fire and ice vibe here. And what I'm actually feeling from you, Virgo, it's like you feel like you have been a little bit frozen in time, feeling like you've been, it's almost like you don't even care about being defensive to love anymore, because you feel like you've been left out in the cold for so long that like you're not really even counting on anybody coming. It's like you feel that you're just kind of allowing yourself to completely freeze over here. And I feel like that's, for whatever reason, you've been alone for a while. Sorry, I just moved my mic. I hope you can hear me better. It's like everybody sees how lonely you are. Not quite to the depths, but I feel like you may have been saying a comment here or a comment there, and if you feel like people aren't picking up on it, they are. I think you may be a lot more exposed, or your sadness may be quite a bit more exposed than you realize. And I feel like someone here doesn't like it. Someone doesn't want you saying all of that. Hang on for a second. I was not getting that when the cards fell out, so 1 second. It's kind of like this person wants you to shut up. They want you to stop talking. They don't want you to tell anybody. They want you to keep their secrets. But they feel that they've done enough to you that you can drag their name through the mud, but you're not actually even doing that. It's like people know. This person wants to pretend that people don't know what they did, that they came at you. I feel like this person was manipulating you, and I feel like this person played a lot of games and they're regretting it now, because they're realizing what they did to you, that they made you kind of freeze over like this. They're trying to talk themselves out of feeling that they have some responsibility in this, but they know that that's not true. And now they want to, it's like, now what the hell? Now they want to come in with like trumpets blaring, and they want you to be back to this. It's like they want you to be back to who you were and how powerful and kind of like majestic you were before they came in and kind of like sliced your heart into a million pieces. And it's kind of like, even though you are in this frozen energy, it's like the part of you that they kind of shoved to the side, the part of you that had to kind of go into hiding a little bit because this person did this to you, when you felt that you needed to give up on some things out of like to survive this heartbreak. It's like this person wants to come in and it's like they want to cut out this part of you leave this part of you behind and take it with you. I don't think this is okay. I'm going to let you make your own decision. What I'm kind of feeling here is, for some of you, okay, for some of you, it's kind of like this person wants to take something with you as a trophy to fill their own ego so they can say to people, it's not my fault. It's Virgo's. It's not my fault. They don't want any culpability here. And it's not so much that they don't think that they have it. They just don't want everyone to know how they conducted themselves. Because even though they don't feel bad, which is super concerning to me as a human being, but it's like they don't feel bad, but they don't want everyone to know what they did here, because then the truth is out and everybody's going to know that this person is heartless. It's almost like this person's really, really hard inside, but they've been pretending that they're all soft and whatever. They've been pretending that they're a good person. I feel strange saying that about somebody, but it's like this person has been pretending like they have people's best interests at heart and they are someone that's protective and kind, and maybe on some level they want to be that, but they didn't do that with you. It's kind of, I hear them saying like, well, I already didn't do that. And your person's really confusing me, okay? It's like, it's almost like if people knew what really happened, they would look at your person differently. I'm feeling a real conflicted energy from this person, so it's a little bit confusing. It's like on the one hand, they're telling themselves that they don't have to feel bad about this. It's not their fault. Virgo, it's Virgo's fault for reacting that way. You can't control how people feel and blah, blah, blah. Or like they can't control how you feel. And then on the other hand, it's like because you shut down to such a severe degree, because when they look at you, they can see the pain in your eyes and they know that they're the ones that put it there. They can't, it's like they feel this overwhelming feeling of, oh my God, I'm such an asshole. I can't believe I did that to somebody like them. It's like they just can't believe that they allowed themselves to destroy a beautiful creature such as yourself. And not that they've destroyed you, okay? And I don't feel that, I definitely see that you're coming back, but they feel that they've destroyed a part of you, and they have this like inner dialogue where like, well, it's not my fault. Well, like, no, it's not your fault. But if you're really terrible to someone for a long enough time who wants to show you nothing but love, it's a tiny bit your fault. You really, they really have to take some responsibility here. And I feel like it's like they're trying to use the fact that they feel that they love you as some sort of salve or a band-aid for this. What the hell, man? Your person is it's very confusing energy. It's kind of like this. So this person really made you kind of get into this frozen energy. But once you come back from that, Virgo, it's like, oh, okay. Sorry. Took me forever to get there. What's happened here, Virgo, is this person fell in love with the version of you that they met, which is this one, which is passionate and powerful and loving and magnetic, very independent. It's almost like you don't lead because you want to lead. People just follow you because they can't help it. It's like they can't help but falling in line with what you're doing because you're so confident about it. And it's like the way that this person treated you, it's like this person destroys what they love, or that's what they did here anyway. And it's like they cut you. It was like you were in this such like gorgeous, loving energy, and there were some games played here. It's those games where like they come rushing in, they stay until you want them, and then they leave. And it's almost like they wanted to get you to where you felt addicted to them, that you needed them, that you couldn't live without them. And then they used that to prop up, to like boost their ego, puff out their chest. Like, oh, Virgo can't live without me. They want me so bad. They're so like, it's kind of like they would, they felt that you were putty in their hands. And it's like there was a tiny voice inside them that was saying like, you probably shouldn't be doing this. This is not going to have a good effect. And it's like they saw signs of it along the way, but ignored them because they wanted to believe that you somehow belonged to them. And that meant that it was kind of like this person felt that they were in complete control of your emotions. They felt that if you wanted to feel good, they could make you feel good. If you wanted to feel bad, they could make you feel bad. It was like they felt that they had complete control over how you felt. So it's almost like they were lying to themselves, saying that like, so while they were breaking you down and playing all these fucking games, it's like they were telling themselves the whole time, like, well, I can stop if I want, and I can always come, I can come in and I can fix this. It'll be fine. No problem. Like Virgo's easy to manipulate. And like they like, obviously they were lying to themselves. It's like they saw you going further and further into this energy, and it was like they started to disconnect from you altogether so that they didn't have to feel the guilt and regret that is creeping up on them now about having been the person that changed you. And I feel like, oh, people aren't supposed to change you and blah, blah, blah. Well, they do, especially energy like this. If someone is hell-bent on getting control of somebody, and I feel like you're the kind of person that you really didn't see this coming from this person. You felt that they were detached, but you thought that it would be like kind of exciting and fun, and it would be, you just didn't see it coming. And it was like, maybe it happened a little bit. It's like if something happened to you that made your self-esteem really low, that had nothing to do with this person, and they saw it, they'd come in and try to make you feel better, so you felt that you depended on them. And then they would pull the rug out from underneath you, and you'd fall, and they'd leave you there for a second. And then they'd be like, oh, I see you fell. That's too bad. I'll help you up. When actually they're the ones that put you down there in the first place. And I was like, just this constant, like, just going into this place. And it's almost like now they're, when it finally got to as bad as it got, and they cut and ran, because I'm definitely seeing they didn't stick around. It's like they lied to themselves. And then when it hit the bottom, when it got as bad as it was going to get, and they realized that they had changed you, for like a fleeting moment, they were like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? And then they cut that part of themselves off, and they got the hell out of there. And It's like if you were in a very feminine energy before, I want to say, like, you may have been someone that gave people the benefit of the doubt. It took a really long time for you to get super frustrated or angry or whatever. And it's like, what this person, ugh, I kind of don't want to give them any credit, but the experience with this person, because you're coming back from it, all they really did in the end is make you it's not that you're not manipulative like that, but it's almost like in making you wary of people, it's like that was the last bit of whatever it was that you needed to release. It was like you gave people the benefit of the doubt too often. You had too much faith in the goodness of people. You should have some faith in the goodness of people, but they have to then show it to you, right? You can't just continue to make excuses for them and stuff. And it's like that, you being kind of this innocent character and assuming that life is going to be all sunshine and bunny rabbits. I don't know why I said that. I hope that wasn't diminutive, but it's like you just assumed life was always going to be good and people always had good intentions. And this experience has taught you that they don't. And sometimes, even if people have good intentions in the beginning, sometimes that can switch. And so you have to be aware of what is real and what is not. And it's like in tearing you down, in thinking that they would have more control over you, actually, they just kind of made you unstoppable. Because that one, it was like you are this like gorgeous, loving, nurturing, strong person. And all they did was get rid of the last little bit that was holding you back. So, the beginning of the week here, we have the Two of Cups with the Two of Swords and the World. So, I'm kind of seeing here, we do have the World at the bottom of this deck. Wait, what happened? Why are there two worlds? Oh, the wheel. My apologies. That's the wheel. It's the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry. They just looked really similar and I got confused. I thought they were from different decks, but they weren't. Anyway. What I'm seeing here, Virgo, is it's like, it's almost like you're now surpassing this person where they wanted to control you because they wanted some of your, it's like the light that shone out of you, they wanted it to shine on them. They wanted to be the center of attention. And they knew that they couldn't kind of like, they knew that they weren't kind of charismatic or dynamic or captivating enough to keep people's attention. So they felt if they controlled you that they would somehow pull that out of you or at least put your spotlight on them. And it's, listen, Virgo, you make your own decision. I'm not telling you what to do. But it's like all this person can do now is watch from afar while you succeed and you kind of continue to grow, and people see that, well, this did really break you down for a time. It's like, well, now Virgo's back and and better than ever. So, and what's unfortunate is this person now might be in love with you. And what fucking sucks so bad for this entire situation is what made them fall in love with you now is that even though they tried to break you down, you still came back. It was like your resilience, your ability to continue to love, but also not put up with people's shit. It's like now they're looking at you thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. If this person was able to do that on their own after I did all of that stuff to try, like after I really did what I did, it's almost like they can't say to themselves that they took you down. It's like, after I treated them that way, I couldn't make them change. They're still a good person. They still have a good heart. And they're looking at you now like, fuck, I could have really built something with Virgo if I hadn't been, if I had acted differently. They still can't say, like, if I hadn't done that. There's something about it. They can't admit it to themselves that this is their fault. It's not their fault that you are da 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 da. But it's like the fact that something didn't work out here is because they had their head stuck too far up their ass, is kind of what I'm hearing them say. So I apologize for all the swearing, guys. Um, so it's like now you're in love with me because I rebuilt myself from you tearing me. Like, it's almost like, do you see how crazy that sounds? And it's like you pulled yourself out of this energy. I feel like it was like you allowed this person to treat you in not the greatest manner because you felt that they just needed someone to really be there for them. And in trying to do that for this person, they really took advantage of your good nature. And I feel like it was a really traumatic experience for you. Yes, you've built yourself back up to this, but I feel like it really affected you psychologically and how you think about things, how you feel about things, how you looked at. It was like this person made you feel like you weren't good enough for anything or anybody, and that you didn't deserve love, and that you didn't deserve to be happy, and it was just easier to be empty. And I feel like it was a lot harder than maybe even you realized to pull yourself out of thinking that way. I think you may have got some help along the way. I don't think it was like actual specific help. It's really more, there were people sent into your life to say something to you at the grocery store, or like kind of an offhand comment here or there, just seemingly innocent. And it was like, you really had to allow yourself to break down and to build yourself back up better. And no, this person doesn't get to take credit for that. But it's like, it was almost like the hardest part about this was coming to terms with not that they did it, but that you allowed them to do it for so long, being really hard on yourself. So, now this person's in love and you're feeling like you're free. Like, it definitely feels like the same energy here, right? Like, this is what this person did to keep you blinded, to keep you trapped. What I'm kind of feeling is it's like this King of Swords wants to pop off that card and grab this out of my hand so you can't see it. It's like they don't want anybody to know. They're angry for being exposed. A tiny part of them feels that they deserve it, but they're focusing on how angry they are about you exposing them so they don't have to feel guilty. And I kind of want to say to them, like, I'm gonna hold up whatever card I want. You like, this is you, the buck stops here, dude. Anyway, sorry. So I like, fortunately for you, unfortunately for them, I feel like you're closing out this cycle and it feels fucking great. And what's unfortunate is you really did, they realized that they repeatedly tried to injure or cut someone that really genuinely loved them, even though they weren't the easiest to love. And I feel like if they're honest with themselves, like deep in their heart, they feel like they're never going to find love again. Almost making feeling like if they make a conscious choice to not allow love to continue to use people, then maybe they won't have to feel the rejection of never being loved again. So, the moving on here, we have the Three of Wands with the Five of Wands and the Justice card. So, I feel like you're completely turning your back on this. And I feel like it's almost like that Cinderella story when she's, fairy godmother is doing whatever she's doing and she kind of has the dress come up and whatever and she looks all great. It's like you've done that, but I feel like you kind of went into kind of self-imposed isolation. Number one, to heal from this. Number two, to figure out what the hell even happened here. It's almost like you felt really frozen because, or like part of this is that you couldn't quite figure out what happened here. It's like you knew something didn't feel good. You knew it didn't feel right. You knew there was something, but you needed to spend some time on your own to figure out what the hell happened. How you got to a place where you were so desperate for this person's attention because that isn't who you were when you met them. And you're right, it wasn't. And I know that you didn't feel the way that I'm about to say when you first left them, but you're kind of in a position now where you're so strong. You may actually be, if you're not already here, you will be, Virgo. I feel like you're far enough out the other side of this that you actually can thank this person for having cut you so deeply because they made you pull strength and parts of yourself out that even you didn't know were there. If you ever say that to them, it's like if they ever thought they had a chance to come in and fuck your day up again, it's almost like it'll send this person into some sort of like dark spiral where they feel like they don't have anything to hold on to. Anyway, the middle of the week here, I feel like this is a really deep reading for a weekly read, but anyway, so I apologize if it's a little heavier than you expected. I'm kind of seeing here that it's like you're starting to see the change in yourself. So of course you were starting to feel free and like you're gaining traction and stuff, but I feel like it's almost like you're starting to understand what it is that you worked out with this person. It's like you're starting to, it's kind of like this was you trying to put yourself back together after the experience with this one, right? And this is the place that you came to of balance of, of course you're going to show the world, you're going to be as loving as possible, but you also have developed the darker side of yourself. You're not afraid to, pull that part of yourself out to block people like this who don't mean anything good for you. And it's like maybe before you kind of pushed away anger and you tried to not feel those negative emotions. And remember I was saying that this person, maybe that was a different read. Anyway, what I'm kind of getting here is like, I think that might have been a different read, but it's kind of the same message. It's like you may have felt anger was an emotion that made you weaker, but you're starting to understand that it's actually just a big red flag. If you're angry, it's because someone is doing something that you don't like and that you're not okay with. And it was like you kind of tried to talk yourself out of being angry, like, that's not an emotion I want to experience, and I'm just going to kind of, and now you're like, nope, that one's making me mad, and I don't like that, and this is how I'm going to change it. And it's either you remove yourself or you tell them to stop, that sort of thing. And it's like, now I feel like you're ready to go on a new adventure. And I feel like you're really excited. It feels like there's something here that it's almost like you've been waiting for the call, and it's kind of like now you're going to, it's almost like you're going to Neverland. I'm kind of seeing here that it's almost like you came up out of this, and this is just the imagery in the card, so take it as it resonates, and like looking really amazing. And it's almost like as you came up, you had rewards waiting for you. And as soon as you were finished admiring the fact that those rewards are around you and you grabbed a hold of them, it was kind of like you kind of went up and flew, and all of this just kind of came with you. And it's like this person is down on the ground looking at you thinking, almost being unable to process what's happening. It's possible that an opportunity that this person was supposed to get has now been given to you. And it's the energetics of it. It's like higher power, spirit, whatever it is. Even if it's law of attraction, it's really not that. It's not law of attraction. It's not energetics. It's some sort of higher power didn't really like what was happening. And it's like something that was coming down the pipe for this person, something that was supposed to be really positive. It's like this person's life was supposed to shift. It was supposed to be really different. It was supposed to have Virgo in their life that loved them, and like a new career choice. Like life was really supposed to start happening for this person. And because they chose to conduct themselves in a way that didn't support building a life like that, it's kind of like the universe is like, okay, you don't want a nice life. You don't want an easy life. You're going to destroy the gifts that we bring you. Well, we're not bringing you those gifts now. And now you're going to have to watch Virgo enjoy them. And it's not a snarky punishment. It's really more like telling the King of Swords, like, bitch, this is how life works. You can't treat people that way. And you're going to know on an intuitive level that this is happening with this person, but you're so far disconnected from them that I don't feel, it's not like you're going to take, joy in their sorrow or anything, but you're not going to feel bad that something that was supposed to be theirs is yours now. Yeah. So this is kind of the opposites, right? So the Seven of Cups in this deck anyway is actually about being emotionally overwhelmed. And I'm kind of seeing a couple of different things here. It's like I was originally seeing these two cards as two different energies, but I feel like it's the same. It's like this person is kind of like eating their hat, watching you come from a place of being so overwhelmed emotionally. And it's like this person knows that the BS that they were throwing at you, that your life was also falling apart at the same time. And instead of being a source of strength for you, it's like they use that as an opportunity to push you down even further, to get more control over you. And because they chose to do that, they have to, like, they're going to, so, okay, it's like the karma thing, right? Like sometimes you see people get what's coming to them. But in this person's case, that's true. But what's coming to you is a reward for having not allowed this experience that I don't really think was supposed to happen in the first place. I don't think it was supposed to go this way. It's like now, because you continue to conduct yourself as like a being of light, this one is just going to sit back and be bitter and watch you. I do feel it's like there may be some negative emotions or negative energy that comes out of this person, but it's like as it comes towards you, it's almost like it's going to hit a mirror and come back right and get them. And it's like all the daggers they have been throwing out at people. Ooh, I don't want to be this person. It's like all the daggers this person has thrown out at people, it's all coming back to them now. If you've ever seen that movie, 300 about Sparta, where they're like, oh, our arrows will blot out the sun. That's kind of what I see happening here. It's like this person really shouldn't have done this to you. And yes, if of course it is about you, but it's also like the universe gave this person an opportunity, and it was kind of like it was a really good opportunity, and them treating you poorly was a signal to the universe that this person is not going to respond to soft love. This person needs tough love. This person needs reality. If they're not getting the message when when the universe is sending it to them in a really loving, kind way, well, the universe is going to get their attention one way or another. And it's almost like if this is the way that this person is going to finally wake up, then so be it. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling is coming for this one. I do want to say, I'm not saying that you will, but don't take delight in their misfortune. Don't talk about it. I'm saying that because I feel like, let's say you get a job offer that they're supposed to get. I feel like some of the people around you they may not, but if the people around you are like, haha, you got the thing that the King of Swords was supposed to get, I feel like it's really important that you don't engage in that and that you shut it down really quickly, because the reason this is coming is because you didn't do that, because you haven't done that, because you actually are somebody that doesn't take joy in someone's misfortune, regardless of, outstanding circumstances. So, I'm also feeling that it's like this is the King of Swords watching you celebrate, having to watch from the sidelines while you are celebrated, while you are building, while people are starting to see you, starting to notice you. And then the clarifiers for these are, the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. So for those of you that don't know, I don't actually have reversals in my decks, but these fell out together reversed. And I feel like, so the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, this is kind of the Nightmare card, and this is the Single Lady card. It's like this person felt that you were going to have to fight this battle on your own, and they didn't realize you had a whole team of people behind you. They didn't realize the chance, the choice, the opportunity that they've squandered here. It's almost like even now they don't fully understand. They're going to have to watch you succeed to really get what it is that they've given up with you. And then on the other side with you, what I'm seeing in these cards is I feel like the situation with this person made you feel really alone. It's like this person made you feel that you weren't worth anyone's time. They made you feel that the half-assed in and out attention that they gave you was the only thing that anybody ever would, and you should be grateful for it. And you started to feel that way. You started to feel grateful for the it's almost like, like start and stop. It's like they made you feel that you should be grateful for being treated poorly because at least someone was paying attention to you. And that was their intention. And even if you felt like you have been alone, you haven't been. And I feel like if you did feel that way, you won't. It's like, not only are you coming out of feeling, really obviously you must have been in a pretty tough spot if that's how you were feeling. But it's like, as you come out of that, you no longer feel alone. And not because there are actual literal people around you, which I feel like they're coming. There's a lot of people that are going to be around you because you'll be the star of the show. There'll be a lot of people that are your support staff that kind of like fix your hair and stuff before you get on stage. But they genuinely love you because people around you know some of your story, not just about this person, but generally life. And it's like you're just someone people can't help but love. And this period in your life of feeling that you're alone, feeling that you're unwanted, feeling that you are somehow paying a penance for some past life transgression, feeling that you deserved to be alone. I feel like that's over now. When you look back, years down the road, when you look back on this experience, it's the turning point. This is the tipping point. This is when, this is your comeback, Virgo. And it's not just a comeback from the BS this person put you through. I think you were a prime target for this one because you've been mistreated in the past. And without realizing it, this person kind of activated some old patterns that you've been in before because you've been mistreated before. But this was the worst. And I know you don't feel that way right now, especially if you're in it, but you're just going to be so fucking grateful that this happened because you feel like, well, it was one of the most painful experiences of your life and almost like a debilitating pain. It also is the one that forced you onto a very different path that brought you that actually brought you more than you ever thought you could have. It's almost like things just kind of start to work out for you now. And I feel like you won't believe it at first, but believe it. It's really important that you believe that things are going to work out for you because the alternative, or believing the alternative, or having some doubt that shit's going to go good for you now may sabotage your success. So it's really, really important, Virgo. Remember that you deserve this. You fucking earned it, man. You did not deserve this. This was not supposed to happen this way. And it's like the love that you were supposed to get from this person. It's like all of the stuff that this person had that they were supposed to share and you guys were supposed to grow. It's like, here it comes, and it's all Virgos now. So that's what I have for you today, Virgo. I hope this reading was helpful. I'm sorry if it resonated because I would really love it if nobody ever had to feel that way. But I do hope that the second half here really resonates. If you need to reach out to me for a private reading, if you need some help, my information is in the description box below. I love you so much, Virgo. We'll see you next time. Bye.